Hi, I'm Martin Afire, Brand Ambassador at Connected Curb, and I'm here in Warrington at our latest deployment of EV charging infrastructure on Gladstone Street. Why did Warrington choose to work with Connected Curb?
We just thought the product was a really good product, the green credentials overall of the company. One thing we thought was particularly good for these on-street chargers is the fact that the charger is underground and it's just this unit that you're plugging into above ground, which means they're less likely to be damaged. We just think these would be a much more reliable and solid unit to have in place in streets like this.
Do you think other cities will follow Warrington's lead and deploy on-street EV charging infrastructure?
Not everybody can charge at home, and we have to put more and more charging facilities onto streets so that people can start to charge their cars in other places.
What else can we do to encourage EV uptake?
People are nervous about how far their electric car can go. I think we just need to keep getting that message out there that actually it's not an issue. You can drive hundreds of miles with an EV. If you can charge at home, if you can charge on street like this, it just changes your whole mindset.
So how important is it to level up EV charging so we don't have all the chargers concentrated in one part of the country?
You see a really big concentration in London and the southeast. We've got to get more charging infrastructure into the north of the country. It's really important for people to be able to move from one place to another for work and for education. We've got to put that infrastructure into the north as well.
Can we talk a little bit about the wider picture around this charger infrastructure to do with climate and net zero?
Warrington is trying to get down to net zero by 2030. If this will encourage people to switch to electric vehicles, and I think it will, then that's only going to help with our goal towards net zero.
The change to electric vehicles is obviously going to make a huge difference in terms of local pollution. So we really have to have the infrastructure ready for people making that conversion. And those people who don't have off-street parking can only do it with on-street parking like this. So it's going to be absolutely critical to help drive that change.
Stephen, I know you were part of the Warrington team that brought this project to life, but you're also an EV driver. What was the major factor or factors that led you to make the transition?
The range was probably the number one priority when I was looking at it, into EVs, that and the charging infrastructure.
So what message would you have to anybody else out there who's thinking of making that transition and is not quite sure?
The number one issue for drivers when they're converting to EVs is range, and the average person in the UK drives 20 miles a day. Vehicles are doing 250, 350 miles. The thing that a lot of people mention is, having the infrastructure out. It seems to be a lot better now in the last 12 months, yeah. So, I would advise you go for it. It's the best thing I did, yeah.
So what would you say is the value of these charge points to the people of Warrington?
40 to 50% of people in Warrington don't have access to off-street parking. Residential areas like Gladstone Street, where, residents can rely on the Connected Curb chargers. What I was paying on my diesel car, I'm still 20 or 30% cheaper. You're not just got to think about, charging it, it's the maintenance of the vehicles as well. So it's a combination of things, yeah.
So you could only say that your experience has been a positive one?
It definitely has, yeah. And it's not just for the environment, but you can actually save money converting to EV as well.
I now declare these charge points open! Yay!